Hello and good Monday morning to you, my creme brioche, Galapagos gelato, creme brulee, sugar muffin latte sundaes. I don't know. Pick a dessert, pick a caffeine. It's yours for the taking. I'm still filling up over here. Coffee cheers to you. We're here to talk about books for our weekly reading book review as per usual Monday morning. So hooray! I've got some doozies and very, we got some quirky things happening here. So, lots of genres. So, the first book I read last week, this is Death at the Lighthouse by Alasdair Beckett-King, illustrated by one of my new favorites, Claire Powell. This is another middle grade mystery in the Montgomery Bonbon detective series, out simultaneously in hardcover and paperback. So, hooray, this is out from Candlewick, originally published in the UK, and now we have it in America. So, thank you, book gods, for this. I also love the cover because it makes me think of, what was it, season 3 of Only Murders in the Building with the lighthouse. And it's just funny. Again, delightful, quirky characters, brilliant illustrations, easy to read, like lots of illustrations throughout, not just like little tiny chapter headers, which I also love. But this is great. It's just fun. And I don't figure out mysteries. So the whodunit was a surprise. They go on vacation to this quirky little village and things happen, including death. So this was funny if you feel like your murder mystery is funny, and for children or grown-ups who are children on the inside. Okay, the next one I read, this was good. This is Goodnight Tokyo by atsuhiro Yoshida, and I picked this up at Malaprops whenever that was. I think it was February. Anyway, so good, so short. We're at like 170 pages, and it's all these like tiny interwoven character studies and how they all connect. A woman who's a prop person, a woman who runs a diner, a taxi cab driver, just all these little different weird things, and then the people who connect them, and it was just great. It was great. No complaints. I loved it. Okay. Goodnight Tokyo by Yoshida. I love it. Also, beautiful cover. See? Lingering on the beautiful cover. Okay. And then I read something completely different. Again, In Cold Blood, Truman Capote. This was a vintage edition, but printed in the 90s. I got it from my used bookstore. I'm glad I waited for this copy. Wow. So it was just a beautiful, and those highlights weren't mine. I think someone may have read it for some sort of literature class or something. Golly, it was better than I expected. So if you like true crime, this is a book for you. Very much narrative nonfiction. I was kind of only interested in it because I read The Furious Hours about Harper Lee, and she actually went with Truman Capote to Kentucky, or Kansas, to interview all these people and collect all the data and etc. for him to write this. So anyway, so good. So like, it just narratively structured was absolutely brilliant. And it's like 400 pages, but you meet the family that's gonna die. You meet the bad guys who you eventually know are gonna get caught, but how they intertwine, and like you don't get like the brutality of the crime until way later. Like, they were killed, and so there's a little squeamy, but you don't know like how or why, and then it's the detectives, but they're caught, but you have the investigation and you don't know when or how they're gonna, and it was just well done, man, well done. So again, this is Truman Capote's In Cold Blood, for true crime fans. Again, reads like narrative nonfiction because it is a true story, and these are all real people, and real scary, but real violent, but fascinating. Also, how the justice system worked back then compared to now. I mean, it's gotten worse, but very interesting how that went down in the early 60s. Whew. Okay, so that was more entertaining than I expected on a variety of levels. Okay, currently reading. I blurbed this Friday morning in my stories when I was out on the porch waiting for my haircut. This is A Girl Who Reads on the Metro by Christine Féret-Fleury. Translated from the French. It is tiny. It's like 160 pages maybe, but also like lots of white space and margins, and I love it. And I remember it coming out a few years ago, and I thought, I can't pay, $23 for a book that's going to take me 2 hours. But, in retrospect, I could have, but I ended up paying $5 in my used bookstore. Anyway, I love this book. She works at a realty company, hates her job, she's just blah, but she, there's a book stuck in a door, and she wanders inside, and it's this man who, like, distributes books, to people who need them. And so she's a pasteur who he gives her a stack of books and is like, you'll know who it's for. He doesn't talk like that because he's French. But anyway, so quirky, we don't really know what's happening, but about books, but without being like on the nose, but it's also modern. So we have some more modern titles listed, as well as, you know, the brothers Karamazov. Maybe that was in True Blood. Anyway, it's great. I love it. So Girl Who Reads on the Metro, super cute, super tiny, book and translation. J'aime la Paris. Love it. Okay. Currently watching Sunday in the Park with George. Due back to the library today. So after we hang up, I'm going to watch Act 2. Oh boy. Okay, so this is hard to watch only because I am married to an artist and I am an artist, and so I get it. And so like Vincent van Gogh movies, I can't watch them because I get way too depressed because art life is hard, guys. I don't know if you know this, but brilliant, chaotic. The staging, I should have brought it to hold up for you, but I was reading Putting It Together, The Making of Sunday in the Park with George Sondheim by James Lapine, who wrote the book and directed this. So this is the original, just a filmed version of the Mandy Patinkin and Bernadette Peters original staging of Sunday in the Park with George. Golly, talented people. So watching that, I know, theater nerd. I love musical theater. First time watching it. What can I say? You can't, there's so much out there. I can only get to so much. So loving that. Not for the faint of heart, because art feelings. Reading next. I will be doing the Hamlet quote upon, go vote if you haven't yet, because our votes are scattered, guys. So there's so many great quotes in Hamlet. I don't know which to illuminate. I mean, I want to do 20 of them, but I gave you 6 to vote on. Anyway, next in my Brush Up Shakespeare 2025 quest, reading through the Shakespeare plays alphabetically, Julius Caesar, bum bum bum, we know how that one goes, and Beth Revis's new one came out last week, Last Chance to Save the World, the finale to her little tiny adorable sci-fi novella space trilogy, however you want to say that. Can't wait. Snarky, voicey, hilarious, romantic, action-packed, written out of spite for a man at like Comic-Con or something who said you couldn't write a short sci-fi and be successful, and Beth stuck it to the man, and that's why we love Beth Revis. And next week, maybe it's 2 weeks from now, I need to read it sooner than later because it's for book club, and sometimes I wait too long, but I don't want to read too many books in the meantime to where I forget it. So maybe I'll do my first read through of 3 Bags Full by leonie, I don't know how to say that, Swann, written in the German, translated into English. I don't read German or speak it. Set in Ireland, and our sheep are the detectives. Thank you. Forgot your name. Who brought this to book club as a recommendation? I can't wait. Hilarious. The sheep detectives, for crying out loud. So looking forward to reading that. And Random House sent me some early copies of things, and look at this beautiful cover. So this comes out in August. This is C.M. Cornwell fantasy debut. Look at that beautiful cover. This is a memory spinner. So this totally looks like a fairy tale, which target audience right here, fairy tale fantasy. I'm into it. So looking forward to that. Also, just thank you for spending time on the cover. Thank you. Thank you for spending time on the cover. That's what I want to say. Okay, cool. I'm going to drink more coffee if all my books don't fall down. And I would love to know what stories you're reading, loving, enjoying, listening to, watching, all the happy things. So coffee cheers to you. And we will talk more books and art soon. I will be in the studio making 2 pieces this week for my Patreons. Love you guys. I think that sale's still up. If it's not, let me know. And I'll make sure you too can get 50% off your first month if you haven't been on Patreon. I love you. Times are weird. Let's celebrate by doing good in the world. Okay? Coffee cheers. Okay. Love you. Bye.